Hello. Hello, everyone. Hello. Hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hello. How are you guys doing? How's everyone doing? Is there still some people here? How are you? Let's see. Alright, so today I'm just going to continue with the drawing I was doing yesterday. For those of you that this is the first time you see one of my streams, I just draw, sometimes from suggestions I've gotten, sometimes just random stuff I want to draw. It all depends. It all depends. But yeah, today I'm just going to keep going with this. I just fix the camera there so you can see what the heck I'm doing instead of. I'm going to change certain things about this stream soon, hopefully. So I'm trying to improve. That's what you. That's what you should do with everything. Try to just keep moving forward. That's all we can do, really. Just move this here. And tomorrow is Labor Day, right? No, it's Labor Day in Latin America. So here would be Labor Day, but I think in the US, for example, is in a different time, a different date. But a bunch of countries, nonetheless. Alright, yeah. Let's see, this is the juicy part of this. I should actually film some stuff. At least a few lines. Darn it. I think I have a really light pencil. This is not a good example. I do have. I think this one might be my work. This is B. Okay, this one will work for what I need. No, I'm gonna use it that way. Um. Thinking of ways of getting better at my craft, doing more, doing better things. Like I get frustrated if I'm not doing something that I feel is making a dent in a way. So yeah, thinking a lot about that lately. And we'll see. It's all in the air. Oh, nobody voted. You all left. Just stay for the music. Okay. right? And pull. Yeah. What you gonna do? Anyhow. Just gonna film this. This is a thin one. No. What am I talking about? This should be. No, actually, brush is the one I want. Is it? Oh! Ah! My life! Oh my goodness. Well, it is what it is. What you gonna do about it? This happens to me all the time. All the time. Yeah, now you should be able to see me. Hello, how's it going? All good, all good. Is this one running? This one should be running too. You're not running? Oh, it is. Okay. Oh my goodness. All good. Yeah. Alright. Cool. All things considered, um, I'm doing decently, I guess. I don't know. Um, I go back and forth. I have to. Once you go through certain things, you have to like fight your own brain in to deal with certain things. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. Just gonna do another shot here. Uh, I um I don't think I. Oh, I guess to some extent. Uh, this is a. I don't know. I don't like talking about this stuff on the internet, but anyway, I think there is this thing that happens with people where you kind of internalize what not all the time but sometimes depending on the age that you go through certain things you can internalize what others say about you or uh, whatever like an opinion from somebody else like if you don't have those boundaries in place at certain ages it's not like you can there's certain stages of development that people are just soaking in everything around them so um, the the tricky part is that once you grow, you have to figure out how to, well, yeah, you have to figure out what is actually your voice, your inner voice, and what is just freaking noise, basically freaking nonsense that it's on repeat, like an old cassette that is just playing there every now and then. So there, usually the really terrible thing is that usually is something that gets intensify if you're going through something, like whatever it is. If you're stressed out or you're pissed off or something else, sometimes you can just start playing in the background. And yeah, finding ways to deal with that is, I think, I wish I knew what I know now, but that's, I think everybody goes goes through that, and like reality check, or uh, you know, existence. And like, I know that, for example, my one of my grandparents always said that, or always says that he wishes he could have all the knowledge he has now, like when last time he mentioned that, but when he was way younger. And yeah, like everybody wants that. Um, but it's not only what you know, it's also like the wisdom that you start to develop after time, or of how you deal with certain traps that you set up for yourself, or that you have to like jump around. So yeah. So I'm trying to unlearn certain things, I guess, or just acknowledge that maybe what I'm talking about, maybe those cassettes might never stop playing, but you can lower the volume of them until you cannot listen to it. So yeah, that's kind of the dream. What I was talking to my wife about is this thing that I've mentioned in the stream at other times, that athletes and really high performers in different genres or careers, they go through, like, if what they do depends on performance. So athletes are usually right there. It doesn't matter what kind of sport you're doing. Basically, you have to be able to perform. And there's this thing where even if it's a top player, they can get into the sort of rut. It has a specific name. I cannot remember the name. I didn't look it up. I was just randomly talking about this with my wife because I was thinking about it, um, and trying to convey what I'm mentioning now. That I feel that sometimes it's kind of complicated to reconnect to the way I used to create, before, and like it's basically it basically feels as if part of the ability you have is being severed, like the connection to that ability has been severed by noise, basically, and if it makes any sense. So it's not like I know I can do a bunch of stuff. It's just that sometimes I get too much in my head, and it's complicated to be consistent in terms of the output quality, or keeping up to the level that I expect or I hold myself to. So yeah, it's a I think any creative person or athlete, or like anybody that what they do depends on their performance. And what I mean by that is that if you do something that is like repetitive, or that doesn't, I don't know, you're just packing stuff or driving an Uber or that sort of thing, like that's fairly straightforward. You have to, of course, have common sense and be responsible and all that, but that's kind of, that should be like a given. But if you dedicate yourself to just, for example, public speaking, or teacher, well, teacher, I guess they could get away with certain things, but still depends on their performance. So yeah, trying to think if there's another like place where you should like really, I guess if we're talking about like risky jobs, you really have to be on your game. Otherwise, like you could pay the ultimate price. So that's a thing. Just wondering if I should continue with this, because you know what, I'm going to shift a little bit. I'm going to change a little bit the course. I'm going to first do another. What am I doing? Well, this is the wrong button. Just turn this light off, and I'm gonna switch the light. Alright. It really bothers me that it doesn't look as good on camera than compared to how it looks on my side. This one's way better. That should be good. Come on, turn it off. And now it's probably messed up. Okay. You the other day I was listening to someone on I saw a video on TikTok. Somebody this is such a random thing, but it's also really important. I don't remember if like my mom mentioned this sort of thing or my parents mentioned this sort of thing, but it was like this mom telling her kid like uh, she was asking the kid like, okay, if I tell you that your shirt is yellow, is that a fact or is that an opinion? No, that's a fact. Okay. What about if I say this? What about if I say that this object is this and this and that? Oh, that's a fact. Okay. What if I say that your clothes is ugly? Oh, that's an opinion. Oh yeah. And what if I say that I don't know, whatever. Uh, your face is ugly. Oh, that's an opinion. Okay. And what do we think about opinions? They're not like it doesn't. They don't matter. Like that can be your opinion, but we don't care about people's opinions. Uh, we focus on facts, and that that was I was like, oh, that's really interesting. I was thinking about this. Like now, I have a daughter. I was thinking about it. I was looking back at my own life. Like you really have to do that to yourself. Like you have to like if you think this and this and that, it's your problem. It's not my problem. And you have to remember that often. Uh, anyway, sound like a broken uh, record about self appreciation and healing. But yeah, the reason I'm interested in that is how I can basically move whatever junk you have in your mind out the way so you can just create freely, which is the dream for any creative, and some are really successful at it. Well, I guess. Basically, feel that. Anyway, my point is that if somebody's watching now or in the future this stream and you have gone through stuff or you're going through some stuff, just know how to differentiate opinions from actual facts and that sort of thing. Yeah, I think that that's a good practice. And I was never great at journaling. They I know they recommend it, but for me it has always been like I kind of do those exercise mentally. Uh, I keep track of that in my mind constantly. That's a good practice. I have to remember to because I know my wife was doing a little bit of that, like writing positive notes. Um, I'm going to try to write some for her. I think that it's not just me. Like I'm pretty sure everybody has this voice, inner voice that is just messing with you and tells you, exacerbates all the mistakes that you made. And some people are really good at just chill, and they don't even think about it, but they deal with it as well. There's some really good people. There's some people that are really good at kind of letting go of things. And I think because of my nature, I have the tendency of just keep dwelling on certain things, and that's it can help you. It's like a superpower in regards of certain things because you can figure out a bunch of stuff just by nature of analyzing things from different angles. Having said that, it can play against you if you dwell too much on something that is like, okay, this thing happened, like whatever, move on. uh, so yeah, I'm wondering if if I should add like okay. I just add this here. Uh, I messed this up. Anyhow. Yeah. I think that's enough of emphasis, I guess. I want to add more. Hmm. I can do the rest in other ways. Yeah. Okay. Just turn this off. It doesn't look like that. If I just change that back. And we're back to regular light. I check if I have enough. Yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool with what I have in regards to footage for the video. So let's just go to town on this drawing. I don't like the framing. It should be a little bit higher, but it is what it is. I'm not gonna change it. Just trying to make a version of this cup. Bunch of troopers. Oh, the page doesn't like it. I've had this issue in the past, but better to use a marker than that is a professional one than one of the bunch that I bought before. this part, my brain got in the way. I think that's part of learning, like getting better at a skill. I think some of you are. I'm sorry if I haven't answered. For whatever reason, this is not working. Rain Rose. Hope that you're still here. I don't know if you are. Eh, no, no es un journal. Es mi sketchbook. Y este es como un starter pack de estos de anti-AI. Anyway, hopefully I answered your question. Yo hago mi contenido en inglés, pero hablo español también. Así que puedes escribir en español o en inglés, no pasa nada. So, I do my content in English, but I do speak Spanish too, so you can type in any of those two and I'll understand. No entendí. ¿Qué? No sé por qué no me está tomando. ¿Será que es que tiene que estar en la misma? Hmm. Voy a revisar algo acá. I'm going to try something. Ah, bueno, eso es algo bueno en mi libro. That is something good to hear. That so because it's not showing up on screen, Rain Rose on TikTok was saying that. Uh, Give me a second. That he believed that I spoke only English for a moment. That's kind of a compliment for me. uh, like I can speak decent English. Nada. De hecho, pienso que a veces la gente se sale porque me escucha hablando inglés y que no entiendo nada. Pero, o sea, es el contenido. No entiendo por qué no toma. I don't understand why it's not taking the. Doesn't make sense to me. For whatever reason, it doesn't show when someone writes here. I have no clue why. It should, but it doesn't. Nah. Well, I guess I could make this like so. Eh, si querés, no pasa nada. Puede ser, no sé. Pasa que yo hago stream a varias plataformas, no solamente en TikTok, sino que hago stream en YouTube, en Facebook, en Twitch. Entonces, nada, como tengo mi canal de YouTube en inglés, seguí haciendo el contenido en inglés. So because I do my content in English in YouTube, I've continued to do that for all the other platforms. Y lo he mencionado otras veces que cuando empecé hacía contenido en español y en inglés. Primero que era bastante más trabajo porque hacía el video en inglés o el video en español y después lo pasaba en inglés o hacía dos versiones. Claro, claro. No, y además tengo mi mazo de cartas con mi país. So I was saying that in the beginning I started doing, as I mentioned multiple times, videos in Spanish and in English. And first off, it was a lot of work, and second off, the English speaking videos were the ones that started to gain traction. I was like, yeah. And there's also the fact that if you do the content in English, you have the potential to get to more people in some ways because there's English tends to be like this glue of a language. A picture of it and the picture took itself. Oh, that's funny. I It has happened to me. Like I have a friend that activated, like he has on the camera, he has a gesture thing for the camera. So if you just put your hand like that, it activates the camera. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And like I believe I deactivated that on my camera, but after I saw him use it, I was like, oh, I'm gonna try that. And I started using it, and yeah, like now I start filming and I do that. I'm gonna take a picture. I do the same thing. So I guess I incorporated that to my day-to-day use. What is funny is that now my daughter, if I set the camera like something like she likes to see herself. Like we started when she was really small. We started showing her like mirrors and so on and so forth. And when she see herself on the camera, she wants to grab it because she's looking at herself. And now she's she like activates the camera too, which is really funny. Yeah, that's so awesome. Oh, of course. It discontinued. This is. Oh my goodness. Let me just go back. I don't know why this is not. Oh, this app is amazing. It can be so frustrating. Like it actually had a few people here, and of course they were booted out of the stream because it ended the stream automatically. I don't know why it does that. It's so annoying. It shouldn't do that. It kind of has it has a bunch of like limitations that it sets for you, and it's like, oh my god, like why? It doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't. Um, like you should be able to decide how much time you're gonna be connected. I understand that they're. I don't know. To me, it's a little bit of an annoyance that it just. I don't know. Actually, here you go. That's, that's correct. Yeah, going back to what I was saying about the stream, because something moved on one of the cameras, so I was fixing that. Um, I think it's like a way to control people who go live, and it can be, I don't know, take it as you will, my friends there, but it can be really frustrating because if you're doing something like me, because I think it has a feature where it recognizes if you're actively engaging, so it can be kind of a pain if you're doing something like me that I'm basically drawing. You don't see much of me some of the time because just a floating head, and it randomly decides to boot you out of a stream when it wants. So I don't know. To me, it's a really flawed feature that this thing has. I don't know another way to describe it, but it's a bit of a pain in the rear. I made a version of this years ago of this cartoon of me. This is like an updated version of it. So this would be this. These are the markers. Yeah. Well, I'm grumpy. I'm a grumpy person. Everyone can attest to that on my personal life. I don't feel I have a bad disposition, but I tend to get grumpy. So, I guess you can call it a quirk. Hola, ¿qué tal? Welcome back. I was saying that the TikTok booted me out of the stream for whatever reason. After you go a certain time, it just starts to ask you, "Are you there?" or something like that. And it also has an auto feature that cuts your stream if it thinks that you're not doing anything. Uh, which, like, why do you guys do that? It's so. I don't know. It bothers me. Goku Super Saiyajin. Welcome. This is my version of my dog as a dragon. I used to like dragons a lot and dinosaurs and I guess dragons as a consequence of really being into dinosaurs. They were like a, an awesome inspiration for me growing up. I used to make them in plastiline and yeah, that's one of the things I did when I was starting out. That was like I was probably like 7 or 5 or something when I was already doing like plastiline dinosaurs all the time and explaining to people how to do it. And all sorts of stuff in plastiline. Characters, family members, uh, uh, that's like my original, uh, you could say, talent. Like that was the thing I did all the time. I was always doing something in plastiline or uh, drawing something. I don't know if plastiline is a maybe dough. No, it's not dough. Uh, I think it's plastiline. Molding. Ah, I don't know if that word is correct or not. Clay. Yeah, you got it. Thank you. Thank you for pulling me out of that nonsense. But maybe does plastiline exist? Am I just making it up? My wife always makes fun of me about that. I'm always same. Actually, I gotta look that up. Clay. It's just clay. Modeling clay. Why? Why? Oh, but there's a company called Plasticine. Hmm. Huh. Plasticine is a putty-like modeling material. So yeah, it's clay, but you can also say that. Okay, I didn't fully make it up. Maybe I heard it at some point. Maybe. I don't know. interchangeable heads. A friend of mine uh, offered me to help me out produce a toy in China. Well, he's Chinese, so um, I don't know. We'll see if that may become a thing or not. Hopefully, I've always had that in my mind. She also finds it my wife really finds it funny that I kind of change the, like, if I'm talking about a say, I usually change it up to freaking nonsense. It's like, oh, you mean this saying this and this and that? Like, that's not what the what that is at all. Okay, oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was. Give me a second. I don't wanna half-ass this. I think this is not correct, but alright. Kind of funny looking friend. Would be nice to have this. I can actually make this, but I can do like a one and done on my own, unless I make it in 3D and then print it. But it's better if I can control the production. Yeah, good Good night. Hope to see you next time. Already past the 1 hour mark. For tomorrow, sure, yeah. Um, yeah, like I already. This is my last drawing for this sketchbook. So tomorrow I might just start doing something different. Yeah, just shoot. What would you like for me to draw? Just make a note of it. Uh, I go back and forth. Like sometimes I like doing things a little bit more realistic, but the thing with the cartoony things I do is that it's kind of like the way I started was by doing cartoons. So like I would repeat cartoons over and over. So it's something that it's easier for me, or I don't have to think that much about it, and it's basically by now it's like intertwined into my style. Um, but I do enjoy doing more of the realistic stuff every now and then. Um, I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, I do both depending on what the project is. Like I guess my deck of cards has way more realistic ish type things because it has portraits and so on and so forth. But it's just line art, I guess. I do both. Usually, when it comes to sketching, I do it by hand. Like if I want to set an idea, like to get an idea out of my brain, I do it on paper, and then I translate it. I try to translate it to digital. I've tried to draw directly on digital, but it to me it doesn't feel the same. Like the tactile aspect of drawing traditionally, I enjoy quite a bit, and by the end, I have something. So yeah, to answer your question, I do sketch by hand. Sometimes I scan, like if I wanna do something digital with this, I might scan this and just play around with it digitally, or I would use this as a base so I can make something more elaborate from it, if it makes sense. Or add like post production to it, or tweak certain things. It depends on what I'm going for. And now with the AI stuff, which is the reasoning for this, and I know that a lot of artists have done versions of this. It's like I'm more entrenched in doing traditional. Also, like my wife always tells me that she prefers what I when I do traditional stuff in opposition to digital. You have an idea, but it's a lot of to explain. You can write it down, and I'll copy the comment. What did this repeat? Sorry, I couldn't. Yeah. Sí, la caricatura, creo que muchos empezamos con eso porque, bueno, cuando estás pequeño es lo que ves todo el tiempo, entonces estás intentando replicar eso. Tiene sentido que uno como que empiece con ese aspecto. También es que en mi país había, había uno que otro caricaturista que eran muy buenos en los periódicos. Entonces a mí desde pequeño me llamó mucho la atención la caricatura de los periódicos. Eh, entonces intentaba como aprender cómo se hacía eso, además que era con tinta. Entonces me llamó mucho la atención ese aspecto de, del arte, pues. Entonces, nada, cuando empecé a estudiar ilustración, o sea, yo tuve mucho tiempo interesado en el tatú. De hecho, aprendí un poco a tatuar y sé, o sea, he hecho algunos tatuajes, pero cosas sencillas. You mean the shoe? Uh, so a shoe with a roller skate? I can probably do that quite easy. No, ella no está en este mundo, digamos. Se dedica a otras cosas y su carrera es distinta. So you mean like a shoe with kind of like a hot rod type of underbelly? I wonder if this. Hmm. Whoa. Mm, is there a way to make this sound? Uh, I don't know why this is not making any noise. Anyway, let's keep going with this. Yes, and the toe of the shoe. I have to think about that in more detail because I got a little bit confused with what you said last. Mm, how it flipped up like a piece of leather. Yeah, I'm a little bit confused, but sure, I can give it a try. I can do like a really rough sketch of it. I might finish this later. If you want, I think I have an email where you can send stuff to on my channel. If you're interested in that, yeah, by all means, I can take a look at it. Oh, no worries. Bye, Rain. Hope you're well. Anyhow, so if you decided to join the stream, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. And it was a nice stream. I appreciate that quite a few of you decided to join me. I'll be ending the stream soon. So I hope to see you next time. Tomorrow is gonna be my last stream of the week. So I'm live Monday through Thursday at 9:30 p.m. It goes for around an hour. And this time around I went a little bit further, but yeah, if you wanna hang out, ask questions, uh, yeah, feel free to do so. I have my illustrated deck of cards on my website if you're interested in that. I also have a Redbubble shop where you can find merch with my illustrations in them. What else am I missing? Well, yeah, I also made some backgrounds for your phone. They are also on my website if you want to check that out. I guess until next time. Oh, consider subscribing and hitting that bell and all that good stuff. It helps me continue to pursue this, so greatly appreciate it. Until next time, bye.